Our mission is to bridge the gap between the community, the courts and the public. And so we want to bring together the various aspects of sentencing, provide information to the courts and to the public, gather statistics, gauge public opinion, conduct research and consult with a whole range of bodies in developing recommendations to the government and to the public. Sentence is designed to meet many objectives: punishment, denunciation, rehabilitation, deterrence, reformation, a whole lot of different factors, and the task of the judge is to reconcile those. It will depend on the nature of the offender and the nature of the offence. That's why judges say sentencing is one of the hardest tasks that they have, because they've got to reconcile competing interests. They tend to think that sentencing is very simple because they usually get a 200-word summary, which is a complete distortion of what an offence and offender is. And what I usually say to them, it's harder than you think. And you put yourself in the shoes of a judge. And that's why we developed a program called You Be the Judge. It's on our website, and people who go through the process usually end up saying, you know, it is harder than I thought. It's very difficult to know what the community expects because the community is so diverse. Studies in the past have found that what the judge does and what the community expects are not all that different, and that's not the impression we get when we read the daily newspapers. There's enormous pressure on the courts to respond to media outrages, whether they're warranted or not. So judges are very conscious of what the public wants as expressed through the media, but they're very conscious as well that their duty is to impose sentence according to law, not according to the tabloids. They're not protected. The idea is to punish them accordingly, to incapacitate them when necessary, and to look towards their future reformation, because 95% of offenders will eventually go back to the community, and that's what we tend to forget, that almost every offender will be back in the community. And so the sentences we impose, whether they be imprisonment or community correction orders, have to look at changing behaviour, not just locking people away for the duration. That's very expensive and very ineffective in the long term.